what's up Glam Fam? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is on this look. It's a Valentine's Day makeup inspired look. I don't expect you guys to wear this to date night unless this is like your kind of vibe. This is definitely my kind of vibe. I feel like a flamingo right now. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Don't forget to give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been on a roll with these videos, so in order to keep that roll going, give me some motivation and some support so your girl can keep coming up with some bomb ass looks like this. Without further ado, let's just jump right into this look. So first, I'm going in with the Ellimis Pro Collagen Rose Facial Oil. It is a Valentine's Day look, so I had to use a rose oil for the culture. I got this in last month's BoxyCharm, and it's actually a really good hydrating oil. For those of you guys who don't know what BoxyCharm is, it's like a makeup subscription box where you get 5 different products every single month. If you guys are interested in something like that, I'll leave my link down below. This oil smells so good. And if ever you feel like you applied too much, like this is a lot of oil for before makeup, you can always go in with your sponge and just kind of press it into your skin. Now I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Warm Tan. I haven't used this foundation stick in so long. It's actually very lightweight and it's buildable coverage. And I like that I kind of put a lot of oil underneath it because it is very drying if you have dry skin already. I'm just going to go ahead and apply another layer of this. And by the way, the sponge that I'm using today is the Morphe sponge. So it has like a flat bottom and the same traditional pointed top. I actually am not a fan of this sponge, but I'm trying to give it another chance, so that's why I'm using it today. I feel like it absorbs so much product and it just sits in the sponge. So the actual finish of this foundation is matte, but because I put the oil underneath it, I'm getting a really nice dewy finish, which I'm not mad at. I actually like this finish. The only thing with like a dewy finish of a foundation is that it kind of makes your skin like slippery almost, so makeup can like slide off of it, or if you hug someone, like say your boyfriend or your husband on Valentine's Day, you might not want to get that dewy finish because you don't want it to transfer on their clothes. And I am guilty of doing that because every time I hug my husband, he's wearing like a white shirt, I always have to like air hug him because I know that, you know, I'm gonna end up transferring my makeup to his clothes. Now I'm moving on to concealer. I'm taking the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Don't judge my lopsided hearts, it's actually not as easy as it looks. And I'm also cream contouring using this Makeup Forever Camouflage Cream Palette. I'm going to be using this dark shade right here. And then for a cream blush, I'm going in with the Revlon Color Burst Matte Balm. This is actually a lipstick. Okay, let me realistically blend this out now. So first I'm going to blend out the chin area, the nose area, the forehead area. I'm taking a brush. This is a Morphe brush. It doesn't have a number on it, but it's basically just a rounded flat top brush. So I'm using that to blend out the contour zones. And at this point I'm just feathering it out. I will further blend it as I go on. So now I'm gonna wipe off whatever's on this brush on a tissue before blending out this blush area right here. And then just keep on wiping because I don't want to transfer any excess product that doesn't belong. Anything is possible if you just blend. Okay, now I'm gonna go to concealer. I'm gonna take the eyelid part first, because realistically you don't need that much concealer on your eyelid. And now I'm going to drag this down. And then going back into the brush that I used for the contour and blush, and I'm just going to go over these areas right here. And we're almost done. This just came a little bit too low, so I'm just going to take whatever's on this sponge and drag it underneath. And now go back into that same patting motion to just get a really soft blend right here. And then at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and take that same dark brown shade from the Makeup Forever Camouflage Cream Palette, and I'm just gonna get my jawline a little bit. Now I'm flipping my sponge, so you see how majority of my blending was done on this side, as you can see. So whenever you feel like you're not getting a good soft blend from your sponge, just flip the side and use the clean side so that it picks up more of the product and you're not left with like a huge layer of product. Okay, now to set all the concealed areas, I'm going in with my Tarte Smooth Operator Powder. Okay, for eyes, I'm going to be using the Ace Beauty Scarlet Dusk palette. I also got this in my last month's BoxyCharm. I just never got around to using it. But isn't this design so cute, you guys? It looks like a henna design. I'm going into the shade Lotus from this palette right here, and I'm going to use that as my first transition color. Okay, next I'm going into the shade Bahamas right here, and I'm just going to deepen up that crease area. And whenever your eyeshadow starts to look a little choppy, go in with that first brush that you used to apply the crease shade and just blend out that edge. And if you have to, go back in with the first color and layer it over it too. Now I'm going into the shade Aurora, and I'm just going to apply that to my lids. The quality of these shimmer shades from this palette are kind of reminding me of the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Edition eyeshadow palette. Like, I would not get this kind of color payoff from using a brush, so I'm glad that I'm using my finger for this. But it is kind of cracking here. Like, I dipped into that shadow a few times, and like you'll see on my finger. So it's okay if that happens. If you're like not getting the right payoff from your finger, wipe off the product that you have and then go into it again, because sometimes if you go over the same shade and you like put on different layers, especially of shimmers, they will end up cracking on you like that. So just make sure that you apply like thin layers at a time. Okay, so it was going on fine until I like went over it to add more layers, so I just ended up kind of scraping some of it off and then apply it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm really liking how this is turning out so far, but I kind of want to throw in a curveball and go into my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette and play with these purples here, because I feel like it's going to really enhance this look. Nebula and Ultraviolet, so I think I'm going to just go for it. You guys, don't hate me. I really tried to stick to one eyeshadow palette because I feel like it's so hard to follow a look when a makeup artist or whoever is using 10 different eyeshadow palettes for one look. Okay, this one is Ultraviolet and this one is Nebula. I think I want to go for both of them. Oh my god, you guys, I can't do this. Alright, I'm doing Nebula and I'm sticking that right in the center. Oh my god. Oh, I knew this would look so pretty on top. Oh my god, oh shit, my bad. This is totally not wearable for Valentine's Day, especially if your man doesn't like makeup like that. You know how guys are always like, oh, I don't like girls who wear so much makeup, but then they'll compare to like a celebrity and be like, oh, this celebrity's so hot. And I'm just like, dude, you know how much makeup she's wearing to look like that? And you want to sit here talking about you don't like girls who wear so much makeup? Get out of here with that bullshit. Do people even do Valentine's Day like that anymore? I hate going to like these fancy restaurants on Valentine's Day because they always jack up the prices just because it's Valentine's Day, and they'll offer you like a 3-course meal for like $100 per person. And you're like, dude, it's just Valentine's Day. It's not that serious. So I know I still owe you guys a get to know me video, but I'm super shy in front of the camera, if you guys haven't noticed. And it's hard to answer questions about yourself to yourself. So I decided that I'm gonna bring my husband into my videos and I'm gonna make him ask me questions, and then that's how you guys will get to know me. Also because I wanna start vlogging with him. So if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, leave me a comment down below or like this video. Plus, he's way cooler than me. Just the other day, I went to a family member's housewarming party, okay? And my husband couldn't come because, Well, he came later, but he couldn't come because he had some things to do that day. And so anyway, as soon as I walked in, everybody kept asking me, where's Danish? Where's Danish? Why isn't Danish here? When's he coming? And I was like, you guys, I'm here. Like, why does he need to be here? I'm here for both of us. And I always get so offended because it's like, am I not cool enough? Is he cooler than me or something? So I used Nebula in the middle. So now I'm using Ultraviolet to kind of blend out those edges. So this isn't like a halo eye. It's just kind of like a, I don't know. I don't know what this is, but I'm feeling it. If y'all aren't feeling it, too bad, because I'm feeling it. Like, look at that glitter. It's like blue and purple and pink and all the pretty colors in the rainbow. Anyway, if you guys have seen my Medusa look, that look, I literally had no idea what I wanted to be. First, I wanted to be Cruella de Vil, and I had like this entire game plan of like what to do and where to get my costume and how to DIY it. And then literally the week of Halloween, I saw people, because obviously last Halloween wasn't on a weekend. I think it was like, I don't know what day it was, but everybody had Halloween parties either earlier or later. So I saw people having their Halloween parties earlier, and I saw so many people dressed up as Cruella de Vil. And then last minute, I was like, you know what? Everybody's doing it. Like, I want to be something different. I don't want to be Cruella de Vil. So I started Pinteresting, YouTubing, Googling for inspiration, and I found the Medusa costume that somebody did, and by the Beauty Vault. She's here on YouTube and Instagram, and she DIY'd her whole headpiece for Medusa. She inspired me to DIY my headpiece, and I had no idea what I wanted to do for the makeup. I watched a bunch of different tutorials, and I got all these different ideas, but then when time actually came to it, I sat here in my studio and I was like, all right, what am I gonna do? I literally just winged it, and it came out so nice. And I feel like I always stress myself out when I'm thinking about, you know, what kind of look to do. Why am I thinking so hard? Why don't I just look at the outfit, look at the colors, and let it inspire me? So for the inner corner highlight, I'm using Cosmic. And then same thing for my brow bone. If you don't make weird faces while you do your makeup, you're not normal. I'm gonna go and do my eyeliner and lashes off camera, and then afterwards I'll come back and show you guys the rest of the look. If you want to see my eyeliner routine, check out my previous video where I go into depth on how to do eyeliner to make your eyes look bigger. I didn't put on mascara yet, and I haven't smoked out my lower lash line yet, so let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm dipping back into the Ace Beauty Scarlet Dusk palette, the palette that I used for my crease. And now I'm taking a combination of these three shades right here, mix them all together. So I'm dipping back into the same purple shade, Ultraviolet, and I'm gonna get this area right here from the beginning part of my lower lash line. And now I'm dipping into Nebula, and I'm just gonna do the same thing, but focus that more towards the inner tear duct. Now that the eyes are pretty much done, I'm going into Sangria and Nocturnal, and I'm just gonna kind of smoke out that outer corner. You don't have to do this, but I feel like it's gonna make it look a little bit more put together. And now that we're pretty much done with the eyes, I'm going into Grande Drama Mascara, and I'm just gonna finish them off. Okay, now that we're finished off with the eyes, I'm just gonna finish up the rest of my face. I'm taking the LA Colors I Heart Makeup contour palette, and then I'm just gonna contour my face using the bottom two shades from this palette. And I'm using the Morphe M554 brush. I know, it like completely chipped off. That's one thing I hate about these kind of Morphe brushes. Not all of them do that. I really like this brush for contour. I used to use it underneath my eyes for highlighting and stuff, but the shape is perfect. It's like a dome, but it's like flat at the same time. So we don't have to contour too much because we did do the cream contour, remember? And then I'm just gonna really quickly contour my nose, or really just define it. For blush, I'm going in with this Inglot number 58 blush. This blush is really highly pigmented, so you literally just need to dab it slightly and brush off the excess before applying it. Okay, for highlight, I'm about to do something crazy. I'm going into the eyeshadow palette, the Mercury Retrograde palette by Huda Beauty, and I'm taking this shade right here. It's like a really frosty pink, and I think it's gonna complement this look really nicely. It's called Cosmic. And then I'm just lightly putting it on the bridge of my nose too. And then I'm gonna get my Cupid's bow. Okay, for lips, I'm going in with ColourPop in the shade Bad Habit. This literally is identical to the shirt that I'm wearing. And then to finish off the lips, I'm going into that same color that I used as my highlighter, and I'm just gonna kind of dab it. Alright you guys, that completes this Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. It is on the heavy side, so I don't expect you guys to wear this to date night. But if you guys are having like a Galentine's Day, or even if you want to wear this to date night, go for it. I totally would. My husband already knows that I'm extra, so he would probably expect me to wear something like this on Valentine's Day, but we don't really celebrate it like that. Honestly, we just do dinner and chocolates because chocolates are necessary. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing Valentine's Day with your loved ones. If y'all are single, with your family, if you don't have family, with your friends. Basically, have a great Valentine's Day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!